It would have been a tough catch.
You quarterbacks think they should catch all of them, don't you?
Yeah, it would have been a tough one.
3rd and 10, Hayden, and he's going to be, I think, short of the first down. He's hit by Bobby Leopold, and he's short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down. And Los Angeles will call for a timeout. They have 2 left. Hayden, I think, knew where the sticks were, but if he extended himself, could have gotten hurt on that play.
Well, he tried to get it, but he didn't put a move on Leopold, and he ducked a little bit short, and Leopold made a nice play, getting back in position to stop it.
All right, today at halftime, we'll be joining Brent and Irv. We'll bring you all the highlights and scores throughout this halfway point of the season, and there have been some surprises. I'm looking forward to seeing some of that. With 1:35 remaining in the first half, the Rams have a timeout, and they have a 4th down and 1. The preceding message was furnished by the National Football League. Well, it's a 4th down. Pat Hayden is on the Dean's list. Fred Dean. Tell you, he was on a few Dean's lists.
That's right.
At USC, a Rhodes Scholar. 4th down. What do you do now, Roger? 4th and 1.
Well, they've got the big guy, Bryant, in there with a lead block and run Tyler for the first down.
They're going to throw it. Wendell Tyler. Tyler stays in bounds all the way to the 25-yard line. Oh, a very interesting call.
Well, that's what I would have done. Fake it, throw it to Tyler. That's pretty basic. Now there's the off-tackle fake to Tyler, and then to Bryant, and Tyler's man-to-man on the linebacker out there, and of course he makes a nice catch. It's a good throw. Hayden put the ball right on the mark, and of course that's really Hicks, number 22, that was had him man-to-man to the sideline. The linebacker went with a fake, and Hicks, the safety, came up, and of course Hayden laid it right out in front of Tyler, and it's a big play for Los Angeles.
Just another ho-hum play, huh? 29-yard pickup to the 25-yard line. A minute 28 left in this first half. Hayden to throw again. Protection is excellent. Denard, after catching 5, he's had 2, and the last one he should have had most definitely.
Well, the one before, of course, that would have been a heck of a catch. That hit him right on the belt. The ball was about the middle of his chest, and I think he maybe took a look up and saw Hacksaw standing there. Reynolds was in front of him, and he might have just looked up a little bit and, of course, dropped the ball, and there was the saw was waiting right there.
What do you say to a guy when he comes back to the huddle?
Well, you don't say anything to him. He feels bad enough, and, of course, the next time he might throw it over his head, so it all evens out. You're in it together.
Look at that, the last 12 quarters. Hayden to Drew Hill. Very fine timing, and that's a first down to the 12-yard line. Saladin Martin defending on the play.
Well, Hayden put that out there just perfectly. Saladin Martin was the extra back that came in. He was man-to-man to the outside, and of course the ball was thrown with a lot of velocity, and that's a tough pass to the outside. But of course Drew Hill pulled it in, and it was a good throw. Hayden kept that on the string, and they've criticized him sometimes for his strength of his arm, but I think he's got a strong arm. He can get the ball deep, and he can throw that intermediate pass with enough velocity to complete it.
First down at the 12-yard line. Pressure put on Walt Arnold, the tight end, to the 7-yard line. And that'll bring up a second down. They can get a first and goal at the 3-yard line. Making some changes. They got Dean and Pillars out of there, maybe to rest them up a little bit, as now Los Angeles, with the timeout, has 1 remaining with 1:12 left in this first half. That 1 pass completion on 4th and 1 could have been a big turning point in this game if Los Angeles can take it on in.
Well, they gambled early in the game on a 4th and 1 and missed it. And San Francisco took advantage. That time they gambled, and now they're down into the pay area, which they've got to get now. They've got to get into the end zone to get back in this football game. This is a drive that started on the 4-yard line, so the Rams have really had a lot of ball control. They've kept the 49ers off the field, the offense, and they said that was a goal going into this game. They didn't want that 49er offense to have the ball as much, and it's been all Rams since that 14-0 49er lead.
On the other hand, San Francisco has really been effective this year in ball control. But today, in fact, they lead the NFC in ball control. But today, Los Angeles now is kind of taking that over. Let's talk a little bit about Pat Hayden. Everybody always say, hey, he's too short, 5'10" and a half to play. But you feel that an awful lot of undue pressure is put on the success of Pat Hayden and the success of the Rams.
Well, he was at SC, and they used to short sheet his bed over there, and he didn't know it. But I don't know if that's being too short or not. But I don't think he's too short. Now he's a winner. He's had a history of winning. I think he's a winning quarterback. He's had some problems in L.A. as the team has, but my personal observation is that Hayden is and can be a strength to this football team.
2nd and 5. You saw the Yankees taking the lead in the top of the second. Mike Gilman and Gilman to the 2, and that should be a 1st and goal. Kent Hill, who's been alternating at guard along with Doug Smith, threw a good block on that play. Did they get the 1st and goal?
Well, they lead. Here's Hill, big number 72, is the lead blocker. Gooman gets to the outside. Hill makes a nice block right here on number 27, Carlton Williamson, the force man. Gives Gooman the chance to get to the outside before Willie Harper, number 59, and bunts from the inside, bring him down.
And it is a 1st and goal by about half the length of a football.
You know, one thing about Pat, I think the biggest problem is he has been injury prone, and I think that has hurt. He's been in and out the last couple of years, and it's hurt his consistency as a quarterback.
1st and goal at the 2. Gooman, and he is in for the touchdown, and that is the 4th rushing touchdown of the year against the San Francisco team. And the Rams, coming from behind 14-0, have now cut it to 14-9.
Pretty impressive drive, Gary, and of course they got everybody. They got Colin Bryan leading into the hole, and he cleans up here, and it's a pretty good block to the outside also, and by Kent Hill, and of course it's a touchdown, and a big touchdown. It's probably as big as Jay Johnstone's home run yesterday as far as the Rams. They needed a picker-upper like this, a 96-yard drive, excellent ball control, and a big 7 points for the Rams.
And Gooman looked very impressive on that drive. Scoring from 2 yards out. Cromwell gets the snap down in time. Corral is able to hit it. A little mix-up on that play. Didn't look very good, but they were successful. Doug Smith conferring with Corral and Cromwell. And all of a sudden now, that San Francisco 14-point lead has been cut to 4. And you may look back again, Roger, at that 4th and 1 and that 29-yard pass completion as being the pivotal point. Now, Ray Malavasi looks like he's a little happier than he was moments ago. 14-10 with 1:03 left at halftime. Again, Brandon Irv with highlights and scores. Some big upsets in this 8th week of the National Football League. If we have a second half of the season like we've had in the first half, no telling what's going to happen. There is Amos Lawrence. He, along with Rogers' former teammate Tony Dorsett, are the only players ever to gain over 1,000 yards in 4 separate years in college. Corral to kick off from the 35. Corral didn't even kick in the preseason because of a groin pull. That may have been what he needed because he's kicked so well in the regular season.
Well, he's kicked off well. I mean, he's kicked field goals well. His kickoffs have been solid, and he's also punted very well. He's got a 42-yard average punting the football, so he's an all-around kicker, and it helps keep an extra man on the roster also.
There's their #1 draft pick from Michigan, Mel Owens. They drafted linebackers in the 1st and 2nd round. This man, along with Jim Collins out of Syracuse. Owens has not played very much. Corral ready to kick off. 14-10. San Francisco short kick. Eddie Solomon, check that. That is Mike Wilson. And at the 22, Howard Carson over to make the stop. Watch this on the special teams.
Howard is a wild one, they say. He's kind of a trickster type guy. He's a fun-loving, free-carrying guy, and those kind of guys are tough on specialty teams, and old Howard made the play there.
At halftime, we're going to have extended highlights of that giant overtime win against Atlanta. As you look at Carson, each lighted cigarettes. That's what they told me.
I heard that.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough, isn't it? Number 22, Montana. Off to Hofer. Hofer trying to get the corner, and he's to the 25-yard line. Cromwell.
I think, eating lighted cigarettes, I don't see, eating unlighted cigarettes isn't too bad, but lighted cigarettes.
Look at that drive. 96
yards.
Very, very impressive. And almost 5 minutes taken in the drive. Montana wide open is Cooper. Cooper breaks it to the 30, to the 25. Montana with 2 timeouts now left. A 50-yard completion. Cooper, if he hadn't waited on the ball, might have gone all the way.
Well, again, you don't know what happened here, but there was a mistake. No one was near Cooper. Montana might have been even a little bit surprised, and he just laid it over. Johnny Johnson came up late. Now, you don't know, unless you knew what the defense was, if Johnson was the culprit or not, but he makes a nice move to get away and get an extra 20 yards, and that's what they want from Cooper. Cooper's capable of making the big pass play. Caught 83 passes last year, and right here, Irwin had a angle on him, and, of course, saved the touchdown. 27 seconds left, and the 49ers got the momentum back in their favor.
As we mentioned, 2 timeouts left. Here's the man, Ray Wershing, who's just been an excellent kicker for them. Coming in here, he's 4 of 6. He's won so many games. They call him Mr. Clutch, as Montana, Bill Walsh, and also Benjamin talking things over. Wershing was hurt at the start of the year. They put him on the injured reserve. They brought in Matt Barr, who they since have traded to Cleveland. And this guy, who was born in Austria, who's a CPA in the offseason, should get a crack at a field goal. Montana with 2 timeouts left, 27 seconds. We've had a lot of offense in the last 2 minutes. Cooper, 50-yard completion to the 25. Clark, Solomon split out. Montana with a lot of time, but he's not going to throw it. He's sacked back to the 30-yard line. The ball is loose, but been blown dead. He had time on that play, Roger.
He had time, but there were 5 Rams back and only 2 49ers down there, Solomon and Dwight Clark, and he just didn't have anywhere to throw the football. He's got really a 2-man pattern, so he had good protection, and he's looking down, looking, but there was too many. There were 5 Rams back there guarding those 2 49ers.
Coming into this,
Fanning and Jones put the heat on him a little bit late and forced the trap.
That is the 11th sack that they've given up this year. Last year, San Francisco permitted 30 of them. That forward wall for San Francisco is not all that big. Dan Onek, though, has really helped them. The man they picked up from San Diego. They say Ayers is playing his best football. We've heard a lot about Randy Cross. As Montana now, with 1 timeout left, has a 2nd down and 15 with 20 seconds left in this game in the first half of play. Again at halftime, updates, especially a lot of interest in that giant overtime win over Atlanta, and we'll have highlights of that and the upsets. Well, we've had them. The Saints over Cincinnati, for example. It's a crazy year.
That was a big trap there also. They put them out of field goal range, really, right now. They need to either take a chance, probably with 20 seconds to go, to hit the touchdown, but I'd go to the 10 to 15-yard area to try to set up a field goal situation.
Back to throw on the 2nd down. Montana, Clark to the 25. They get some of it back. They're going to try to get another play off, or they're going to use the timeout. They're going to try to get another play off. 7 seconds, 6, 5. They're going to have to kill the clock.
They're going to call a timeout.
All right, now they do with 3 seconds. So they will not give the Rams an opportunity to counter. And Wershing will come in. Now, Wershing, his longest field goal is 32 yards this year. Last year, he kicked 147. And this is going to be a pretty good boot. This will be a 45-yarder. Maybe further. Let's see. Back up 17 yards from the 25-yard line.
That's going to be about a 42-yard field goal.
So this would be his longest of the year, but he did kick 47-yarder last year. Mr. Clutch. Last year, he won 2 games for him in overtime. I don't know how strong that leg is. They still have a little trouble with it. Youngblood over there with Ray Malavasi. You think he'll use the timeout to put some more pressure on him? They have 1 timeout left. Let's see if they do. This is going to be a make it a 42-yard attempt. Montana to hold. And now they call the timeout. They're not paying any attention to him. Wershing kicks it. It's good. Youngblood was trying to get a timeout. He could not. Look at Ray Malavasi.
Ray's not real happy. I don't think we have to even tell the people that. Of course, he and Youngblood were over there talking about timeouts, and there might have been a chance that Youngblood wasn't allowed to call a timeout. There's only 2 men that can call a timeout on offense or defense, and maybe it wasn't Youngblood who was allowed to call it. You know, not everyone can call a timeout. Well, so either the referees didn't see him, or they just he wasn't eligible to call it. But anyway, it didn't bother Wersching. He booted that right through the middle.
Boy, he was fading, though, wasn't it? Look at that. It was fading left, but he got it through there. And San Francisco has added 3 points to their advantage. Back to a 7-point lead, 17-10 at halftime. We're ready to begin the second half of play. Gary Bender along with Roger Staubach. It's a 17-10 lead, and this man was the subject of some controversy at the end of the first half. He was trying to get the attention of referee Pat Haggerty to call timeout before a field goal attempt by Ray Wersching. You can see the relationship of Youngblood to Haggerty, but he never did get his attention. But more importantly, Roger, there is a rule, we've been told by a representative of the National Football League, that once the previous timeout has expired, you cannot call a consecutive timeout. He would have had to call it during the other timeout that the 49ers had for Ray Wersching's field goal. Does that make any sense?
A little-known rule that either was just made up for our benefit
Youngblood was
to cover the referees, or there is a rule in the rule book. But that you're right, that is the rule. And if Youngblood would have called it earlier, of course, during the timeout, okay. But once the timeout elapsed, he cannot call consecutive timeouts.
Youngblood was eligible, though, to make that timeout, or to call it. There was some speculation that maybe he was not the designee, so to speak, but he was. Here's a man that had a good first half of play, Joe Montana. He hit 10 of 17 for 177 yards, 2 touchdowns. His longest pass of that first half was that 50-yarder to Earl Cooper to set up the field goal. As they jumped out to a 14-0 lead, had it cut to 14-10, and then added the field goal and have the 7-point lead.
Well, Bud Carson's got to be a little bit concerned about some mistakes. The Rams have let some people run free. Solomon on the touchdown pass, and then, of course, Cooper in that last 2 minutes to set up the field goal. Either there was a missed assignment or someone tripped, but he was just wide open behind everyone and almost scored a touchdown. They finally caught him, but they kicked the field goal, and that was 3 points that resulted from a Ram mistake, and the Rams have made a few mistakes today.
Drew Hill, you had to look at him. He's the deep man on this kick from Wersching. Drew from the 5. The picket line, and he's up to the 30, to the 31-yard line. One of their outstanding special teams men is number 30, Bill Ring. Watch him.
There's Ring, number 30. Again, you got certain guys that really do a job in the specialty team, but he gets bumped around by Owens, gets to the outside, and knocks the kick returner out of bounds, and the Rams are down, or on their own 30 with the 1st and 10.
Ring out of BYU. He was a free agent a year ago with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Give to Wendell Tyler. Tyler breaks across the 40, and he has a first down to the 49. He almost broke that one. Dwight Hicks stopped him. Tyler was just about a step away from going.
Well, here's Tyler. Good block by Cullen Bryant on Leopold right there. Tyler breaks the outside. Also good seal blocking to the inside by Rich Saul, and he breaks inside of Saul's block. Saul kicks out another linebacker, and Tyler's downfield. The Rams have really started where they left off in that second quarter in that 96-yard drive. They control the ball, time of possession. They're way ahead of the 49ers, and also in total yardage. So the Rams have moved the football.
Tyler, after that first down run, this time in trouble. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. He was the leading rusher in the first half with 53 yards. As you see, Bill Waddy. Waddy is not moving as well as he'd like to. He still has a little hamstring trouble. That's going to bring up second down and a little more than 10 yards to go. The ball at the 48-yard line. Fred Dean will come back in now for San Francisco. 49er defense has been tough. Waddy, Denard split out. So Waddy did not start the game, but he's in there now. Second down, a little more than 10. Hayden in trouble. Dean. There he is, the man we talked about, Fred Dean. Dean had 2 sacks against Dallas, 1 against Green Bay, and adds another one here today.
Well, Pat Hayden wanted to go deep to Waddy. Waddy was down the right sideline, and Ronnie Lott was actually a step ahead of Waddy, so Hayden pulled it back, and that gave Dean enough time. France is doing a pretty good job there, is keeping him to the inside, and if Hayden could have released the ball on time and he would have got it off, he pulled it back, and of course Dean made his escape by that time and got the trap.
Boy, what an addition this man is.
There's a quick count.
Long yardage to go on a third down. Denard, he had it for a stride, and whoosh, the deep belted down. That's Ed Williamson from Pittsburgh, who they say hits like a linebacker, and I believe it.
Well, he does. That time, again, Preston Denard got into that deep zone, that 15 to 18-yard area behind the linebackers, and he should have had that football. There's been a few plays over there. One that would have been an excellent catch. He dropped one earlier, and I think on that play, of course, Preston Denard should have caught the ball, and it would have been a big first down for the Rams.
Corral to kick from the 20-yard line. Solomon is back, along with Dwight Hicks. 17-10, the score. The 49ers on top. A fine kick to the 16-yard line. Freddie Solomon giving ground, and he fumbled the football. But San Francisco has recovered to the 20-yard line. Boy, that would have been disaster.
It's a big break right there.
So the 49ers will have it for the first time in the second half of play. They have a 7-point lead, trying to break a long dry spell against the Rams. That was a 47-yard kick that time by Corral. The fumble recovered by the 49ers. They have a just across the 20. This is a very, very enthusiastic crowd here. Second straight sellout for the 49ers here in Candlestick. Solomon in motion, 17-10. The Niners with the lead. Montana wasting no time. Wide open. Wide open. Solomon got behind that very fine defense, which is ranked number 1 in the NFC. A 41-yard completion.
Well, he got behind Rod Perry, number 49. He's in motion. Perry's running with him. And Solomon gives a good move right there. Got Perry turned to the inside. He broke back to the outside. That little dip to the inside got Rod Perry. Of course, Perry was coming in motion. Once Solomon dipped to the inside, it got Perry off stride. He was coming across. He broke to the outside. Excellent move by Solomon. A nice throw by Montana.
They say that Solomon has matured as a football player. Had his best year last year, but he may top it the way he's playing this year. Earl Cooper on a sweep. Got a block from Randy Cross, but he's not going to get the corner. Oh, as he belted. He may have lost a yard on that play. Leroy Irvin, along with Nolan Cromwell, met him at the point of attack. And the ball will be at about the 40-yard line area. Cromwell, considered the best athlete in the NFL. Next Saturday, Sean O'Grady and Andy Gannigan. And we understand that Sugar Ray Leonard will be there to help describe all the action. Gannigan is ranked number 2 by the WBA. Sean O'Grady, a very colorful fighter. And that will be with CBS Sports Saturday next week. We hope you'll be with us. From the 40-yard line, second down, 11. Montana pulls it up. Solomon again. Freddie Solomon inside the 35 to the 34. Lucius Smith, and Montana has come out throwing in this second half.
Well, that was a good job by Rod Perry over there. He jammed and was right on Dwight Clark, and Dwight was the main receiver for Montana. Watch him pull the ball back right here. He goes to throw to Clark. Perry does an excellent job. Also, Doss gets a hand in his face, but then he comes back late, does a good job. He's got those quick feet, as Sam Weiss mentioned, and also Bill Walsh, and he waited, got Solomon late, and look at Perry and Clark are doing the two-step over there.
Not with a lot of affection either. We're going to have a timeout called by San Francisco. Joe Montana had a mix-up, and so with a third down coming up and 5 yards to go, he wanted to be sure that he had it the way he wanted it. Bill Walsh is over there discussing the situation. Nolan Cromwell with Ray Malavasi. We'll be back. 11:49 to go, third quarter.
At Transamerica, we're out to make your life a little brighter with loans from Transamerica Financial.
Last call for flight 1.
With low-cost international flights from Transamerica Airlines. And even with machines from Transamerica de Laval that help light up whole cities.
First-rate service at a fair price. Transamerica.
Hacksaw Reynolds out of Tennessee. Boy, is he a tough-looking customer. Oh, this veteran has really played extremely good football in his 12th year. Third down, 5. Montana with a timeout. In trouble. Cooper and Youngblood defending on the play. Boy, almost got there too soon on that one.
Well, that was Montana was really rushed. Excellent rush by Cody Jones and a few other people in there. And Montana just tried to get rid of it. And Youngblood almost tackled Cooper too soon right here. The ball got there. It wasn't a good throw because he was forced. And Youngblood almost ran over Cooper too soon. It was very close. It wasn't called. And L.A. now has forced a field goal situation.
Now they're going to punt it.
They're going to punt.
Miller will kick from the 47-yard line as Johnny Johnson and Leroy Irvin go back. Miller kicked the ball extremely well in the first half. 39, 39, 53, and 54, and he hit that one up in orbit. Oh, is that a high kick? And it's picked up by Johnny Johnson. He breaks out of there. Look out. Miller trying to get him. Johnson, and he's going to be run out of bounds at the 50-yard line. What an unusual play that was. A very high kick, and Johnson alertly picked it up. He has it at the midfield.
Well, I'd say that's a swing of events right there. It looks like a fantastic punt. It bounced on about the 2, but it took an L.A. bounce right into Johnson's arms, and he breaks a few tackles right there, and he's down the sidelines.
Look at Miller with the bare foot.
Barefoot and all. He kind of forces him to the sidelines and makes a good play.
At GMC, we've been all about trucks for over 75 years. In fact, it seems that whenever a truck job comes along, there's...
He does his job. Now look, he's like a golfer trying to bring the ball back on the green there. Then he said, holy cow, Johnson has got the ball and I don't have a shoe on. But he runs over to the side. He has to make the tackle and does a good job right there. He at least gets a hand on Johnson and causes some problems, slows him down a little bit. Excellent play by Johnny Johnson. Very alert football on his part.
That ended up being a 23-yard punt, but a 39-yard return. That's obviously minus yardage. At the 50-yard line, Los Angeles with the ball. Hayden on first down. Billy Waddy. 30. There's a flag on the play as Waddy is dropped. A flag back at the 45-yard line area.
Could be roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer. You got it. Hayden getting up slowly. He's been taken out of 2 ball games this year. He suffered bruised ribs against the Packers, a sprained ankle against Atlanta, and he's only halfway through the season.
We did a good job on that play here. We'll get another call by Pat Hegarty, but you tag that on to the reception also when you rough the quarterback if it's a completion, and that's a big swing right there.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 58, first down.
That's Keena Turner.
Well, Hayden has the back swinging to the outside, and they're going deep, and Waddy just sneaks in that middle zone, and Hayden lays it over the linebackers, and of course number 21 is a little bit late getting over there, Eric Wright, and it's a big play for Los Angeles.
They have the ball at the 16. Wendell Tyler, they tried to tackle the ball to the 12-yard line. Wendell Tyler almost had his jersey taken off. Boy, that is a big swing. You add the completion with a penalty yardage, and they've got a real excellent chance to tie this game up.
In 2 plays, the 49ers had things fairly well under control. An excellent punt. 2 plays, the 40-yard return on the punt, and then that play there is, makes a big swing for the Rams, and they're back in this football game, and they're controlling things right now.
Second down, 6 yards to go. In motion is Denard. Wendell Tyler, there's a hole. And it closes as he's inside the 10 to the 9. Dwight Hicks. These safeties really come up in support for the San Francisco team.
Dwight Hicks is having a fantastic year up in Washington. He ran back a fumble for a touchdown, an interception for a touchdown, took another interception about 60 yards, and he not only roams deep and does a good job with pass coverage, but he's a good tackler. He's a good force man, and he sticks his head in there on some tough runs.
Bill Walsh says, I don't know if there's a better safety in football. 3rd down, 4. Tyler. And Tyler is hit by Willie Harper, and it's going to be a 4th down coming up.
Well, they're going to kick it. Here we see Tyler. I was watching him bring on the field goal unit, and here's Tyler to the outside. Willie Harper throws off number 56 that time, Doug Smith, and gets back inside, and there's good pursuit again. Hicks gets his body into the fray, but it was really Harper that made the key stop and set up the field goal situation for L.A.
Corral is 1 of 2 today. Missed a 49-yarder, came back and booted a 25-yarder, and this is another 25-yard kick. Nolan Cromwell. Doug Smith will snap the ball. And it's blocked. It looked like Lynn Thomas, number 28, was the man that did it. Let's pick it up.
That's Lynn Thomas, number 28, comes through. He goes around the linebacker right here, who just really gets an elbow on him and breaks through. And well, it really went by Lynn Thomas on that replay right there. It was blocked in the middle of the line by either Board or somebody in the middle of that line.
Anyway, they have denied them the touchdown and the field goal. They'll have it at the 20-yard line.
The engineers of Mercedes-Benz.
Well, we understand it was Dwayne Board that blocked that field goal, not Lynn Thomas. And so at the 20-yard line, San Francisco dodges a bullet. They still lead by 7, 17-10. Walt Easley now on the backfield. He's the rookie out of West Virginia, number 31. He along with Johnny Davis. And Davis hammers it across the 20 to the 22-yard line. They haven't blocked a lot of field goals in San Francisco, have they? The first field goal they blocked in 3 seasons.
They picked a good time to do it. Here's what the 49ers have been having in trouble with. They have not done well on first down running the football. They've got 2 or 3 yards, and what the Rams are doing immediately on second down and even 6+, they're bringing in a contingent of defensive backs. Lucius Allen has come in, or Lucius Smith has come in the game, and they're putting that nickel defense in early, mainly because the 49ers haven't done much in first down.
Look at that, 3 wide outs at the top of the field, and they cross them up, handing to Cooper. Cooper was the only running back, and they had 3 men set closely together at the top of the picture. Look at it.
That's the set against that they're using to go against the nickel defense. But again, they crossed them up with a somewhat of a semi-draw right here, but Cooper just doesn't get to the outside, and a good job coming back by Jack Youngblood.
Interesting development and good camera work, as it's going to come now to 3rd down. Thus far, 0 for 5 in 3rd down conversions of San Francisco. 3rd and 5. Montana with excellent protection. Wide open, Charlie Young. Young, the big tight end. To the 45, Johnny Johnson's got him. Charlie Young with his 17th catch of the year.
I've never seen guys just so wide open. They're just making some mistakes here. This time it could be Johnny Johnson. He's usually responsible for the tight end, but Charlie Young is just down deep behind everyone, and Johnson might have expected help deep, but whatever it was a mistake in that secondary because he was wide open.
Remember, that was the top-ranked pass defense in the NFC the Rams had coming into this game. Play action. Montana with an excellent fake intended for Dwight Clark. Boy, he faked the ball beautifully that time to Cooper. Looks like Jim Youngblood had a hand on the ball.
Yeah, Jim Youngblood's a smart football player. Montana realized he had to get rid of it quickly. He did, but Youngblood was watching Montana, didn't go for the fake at all, and he just went with Montana's eyes, ran back to that middle, and got a hand on the ball, or Clark would have had a big game.
You see Mike Wilson checking in. The Youngbloods playing well. Jim and Jack on that left side.
Well, they're playing each other now. Rams are bringing in the extra defensive backs, and the 49ers are countering with those 3 wide receivers out there.
There they are at the top of the screen. Give to Cooper instead. Cooper trying to get the corner. He gets away from Youngblood. He tripped up, or he may have had a first down. He had some running room. We have a fight. Solomon, Dwight Clark, Perry, and Irvin. They've been going after each other all day long.
We were watching over here on the sidelines, but our camera downfield might show us what took place in the middle of the field. There's Clark. He's trying to get a block on Irwin, which was okay. Irwin didn't like it. He gave him a left, a right, and then Clark came back and clipped him. Then Irwin kicked him, and Solomon came over and saw the kick. And Rod Perry helped Clark out.
During all this, Jim Youngblood is hurt. Jim is down. A penalty flag has been thrown, and this rivalry, which has been going in favor of Los Angeles for so long, is really a stirring one here today. San Francisco trying to reverse something that has been a long time in coming as far as they're concerned. Ray Malavase seems to be very calm about it. With Youngblood, they're still looking him over. But that was developing. It's been going on all game long. The receivers and defensive backs going after each other. There was another example of it. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome.
Arola. And Haggerty indicating while we're away that offsetting penalties. So the ball remains at the 43, and it's still 1-0. Lou Piniella has the RBI in that ball game, driving in Reggie Jackson. That's where it stands down the bottom of the 5th. Joe Harris has come in replacing Jim Youngblood, who went out with the injury. 3rd down and 7. Montana wide open to White Clark. 1st down. Montana just seems to have 3 or 4 guys open. This time it was to White Clark.
They are really confused back there. Ivory Sully, number 37, ran to the middle of the field and just kind of looked around. And that time, Lucius Smith started to go to the inside along with Irwin. Both of them went to the inside, and Clark went outside. They're just have a lot of confusion in that secondary on key 3rd down plays.
Clark coming out. Are they still having a little problem out there?
Yeah, he's mad at the previous play. Walsh is saying, settle down. We don't want a penalty now.
1st down from the 31. Paul Hofer's got a block, a beautiful block from Davis, and then he felled it close to the 1st down. Beautiful block by Johnny Davis. George Andrews with the tackle.
Davis really does a good job. He's the lead blocker right here. Hofer breaks to the outside. He gets a block on Youngblood. George Andrews comes across and pops Hofer, but it's a big gain for San Francisco.
And it is a 1st down, just short of the 20. Hofer again, they're playing him in spots. You can see why. He read that block so well and made the cut and the 10-yard pickup. Just short of the 20. 1st down, 6:19 to go, 3rd quarter with Roger Staubach on Gary Bender, and a 7-point lead right now for the Niners. San Francisco trying to add to it. Davis, a 5-yard pickup to the 15. Ronnie Davis out of Alabama. He had an ankle problem when he was playing at Tampa Bay, but he's come here, scored 4 touchdowns in the last 4 games.
You know, Bill Walsh has really used his people excellently this year. They don't have really a extremely strong running game, but yet they've used the people at the right times. He brings in Davis for a certain kind of run, Cooper for a certain time of run, Amos Lawrence, Paul Hofer, and they've really played musical chairs with the running backs, but it's been effective when it counts.
2nd down and 5. Just short of the 15-yard line. Montana to Hofer. Got a block again from Davis. And Hofer just inside the 15 to the 14. Johnny Johnson able to ram him out of bounds. A lot of people felt this guy would never play again when he tore up the knee. Tough rehabilitation. Didn't even play in the preseason. And slowly but surely, he's starting to play more and more. And he's one of those guys, according to Bill Walsh, that just has the ability to win. He's a winner. He just gets the job done.
Well, his statistics before he was hurt last year in that Dallas game they were pretty awesome. He was a excellent receiver. He ran the ball very well. He had a good yards per attempt. And now he's been slowed down, but he's coming back, and he's used in special situations, and he's made the big plays the last couple of games around the goal line.
3rd down and 3. Look out. Cody Jones coming in. The pass complete to the White Clark. And he's going to be close to the 1st down. Cody Jones breathing down Montana's back, but he got rid of the ball.
Well, it's a play-action fake right here. There's nobody blocking Cody Jones. Someone was supposed to pull out and get Jones. They didn't do it, but Montana felt the move. He knew exactly where Clark was. He also knew Clark was 6'4", and he laid the ball up nicely for Clark. There's Cody. You don't get to see what happens to the quarterback, but Montana paid the price for that completion.
Montana's done that very well, getting rid of the ball with people right on top of it. That was the 1st down to the 10. 1st and goal. two tight ends, Charlie Young and Easton Lampson. Hofer up the middle. Hofer will advance it to the 7-yard line. Walt Easley also in the backfield. Montana getting people unpiled in there, helping up. Fred Quillen is center. Look at that. Time of possession. We're eating up the clock here. Earlier, you might recall, Los Angeles had a drive of 96 yards. It's second and goal at the 6-yard line.
On the first half, the Rams had the ball 18 minutes to the 49ers 11, so they controlled the football and really controlled that second quarter, but some key mistakes have been costly to the Rams.
Play action. Montana with time. He's just going to throw it away. Rod Perry had Solomon covered all the way. There just wasn't anybody open, and it's going to come to a third and goal.
Solomon was a receiver all the way. It was off the play action again, and Montana looked up, and Rod Perry was on him like a blanket, and Montana had no chance and smartly got rid of the ball and threw it out of the end zone.
Now they take out one of their tight ends. Ramson comes out. Dwight Clark comes in for him. Third and goal at the 6-yard line. There's Ray Wershing if they don't get it here. Montana 15 of 25 for 268 yards. A quarterback draw. And is he in? He is just short. It's going to be 4th and goal.
Well, that makes it interesting right there. Here's the quarterback draw. He takes one. He might have been better off to take another step back. He doesn't give the linebackers enough time to get back, and he seemed like he got a little bit anxious that time, Montana. And, of course, he got a yard short, and they're going to go for the sure thing here. But being on about the half-yard line, you might have seen a decision where I don't think a coach would be wrong and if he would have went for it or not. But they've decided to play it safe, go for the field goal. And when the game's over, you look back on it and say that's probably the smart play, but emotion and gut reaction is to go for it.
It's an 18-yard field goal, a chip shot by Ray Wershing. And now it's a 20-10 game. The 49ers with a 10-point lead. A very impressive drive. Ray Wershing adding the field goal to go along with the 42-yarder he had in the first half.
Of course, if the score is 13-10, I'm sure Bill Walsh would have went for the touchdown, but being a touchdown ahead, and now the Rams have got to score a touchdown and more to go ahead, he took the sure thing and didn't leave any doubt that they wanted to be at least more than a touchdown in the lead from the Rams. But again, the score kind of dictate that decision, and percentage-wise, it probably was a smart decision.
What a swing in this game. They had a field goal blocked at the other end. The 49ers blocked it, and then they took over, marched down, and kicked the field goal themselves. And now have a 10-point lead, 20-10. 2:59 to go in this third quarter.
You notice the fans, they got a little emotional. They wanted to go for it, but not so much because they have a lot of respect for this coach, Bill Walsh. I tell you, he knows the game. He knows the fundamentals, the X's and O's, and he's going to make some decisions he'll regret, but overall, he's going to be making the right decisions at the right time.
Drew Hill on this kickoff, and Drew Hill out across the 30 all the way to the 35-yard line. The Rams in a catch-up posture. Well, the NBA will be starting as it'll be coming up on the 30th, and the Rockets and Lakers. And if you recall that series, the mini-series they had last year, the Rockets dethroned Los Angeles in a game that went right down to the last second when Magic Johnson missed the jump shot. Elvin Big E Hayes now playing with Houston, and the Lakers have Mitch Kupchak. That should be an outstanding debut of the NBA on CBS. Number 34 on first down, Hayden. Colin Bryant. Bryant to the 40. 35 out of bounds inside the 30 to the 28. And that is gobbling up some yardage in a hurry.
I think Dan Bunce is going to be a little bit mad at himself. Watch Bunce, number 57. He goes back. He sees the play action. He runs to the linebacker and lets Colin Bryant go. He's running back deep, and there's Bryant. See Bunce back there looking for the crossing route, and he just lets Bryant sneak through that line, and he's down the sidelines for a big gain.
38-yard gain to be exact. Bryant last year caught 53 passes. Coming in today, he only had 16. But boy, he has the good hands.
A lot of big plays this game, Gary.
Yes, there are. Wendell Tyler staying on his feet to the 25-yard line. A gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And Jack Reynolds was in on that one again.
Now the 49ers, once the Rams have got down into that scoring area, that 20-yard line in area, they've been extremely tough and have made plays. The Rams have moved the ball between the 20s pretty darn well. Other than that 96-yard drive, they haven't been able to get the ball in the end zone.
Bobby Leopold has come in, replacing Keena Turner at linebacker. 2nd down and 8. Bill Waddy in motion. Hayden with time, hits Bill Waddy. Waddy to the 15 and drilled backwards. Again, the footing very difficult. Ronnie Lott and Dwight Hicks flying over there, and I can't say enough for how quick and active and aggressive this 49er secondary is.
That's due to that Rolling Stones concert they had here last week. They had a tarp on the field, and it was very moist, and once they took it off, the water held there, and that the footing is very rough, and the field is kind of chewed up down on this end of the stadium.
First down at the 16. Fred Dean now comes in. Dean, number 74 at the bottom of the screen defensively. Hayden on the play action for Wendell Tyler. Intended for Preston Denard. Good coverage by Eric Wright.
Well, there's a flag down.
Yes, there is. A flag in the corner.
Could be pushing. Denard might have been pushed.
Matt Haggerty has the information.
Holding defense number 21.
Here's Denard giving it a little shuffle, trying to get to the inside. That left arm, he's got the shirt, and I'm sure that's where the call was. Well,
again, really picking it up. Our cameraman here and our director, Tony Vernon.
Holding number 21, defense, first down.
And so it's a first down at the 11-yard line. Here comes Stuckey and Dean out of the ball game. Eric Wright, one of those rookies in the secondary. He was a safety at Missouri, but moved to a cornerback. There he is. He was a 2nd-round draft pick. Here's Cullen Bryant on a first down. But wait a minute, flags everywhere. They're stopping the play. Legal procedure against the Rams. And so that'll back them out past the 15-yard line. Haggerty will step off the 5 yards. We have 1:08 left now in this third period. Let's listen.
Ball start, number 56, offense.
Okay, the penalty back out to the 16. Looking ahead next week, the 49ers have to go to Pittsburgh. What a game that's going to be, Roger. Detroit comes to Los Angeles and Dallas at Philadelphia.
that's another biggie.
Boy, that'll be something. We start the second half of our season here on CBS. Had Hayden on a 1st and 15. Denard almost had it. Eric Wright defending. He was open, but a little too wide to come up with a completion.
Well, that time Preston Denard was in motion. Eric Wright, number 21, was coming across, and Denard put a good move on him. Broke inside, went back at wide open. The ball's too far out in front. He gets one hand on it. Pat Hayden would like to have that throwback.
Looks like a new dance step. Ray Malavasi now has a 2nd and 15. Dan Buns comes out. They just continue to switch people back and forth. Dean is in there. Pillars is in there. Also Stuckey and Dwayne Board. That's the 4-man front. 2nd and 15. Dean putting some pressure on. Over the middle. Tyler, touchdown. Boy, what a catch by Wendell Tyler.
Well, I tell you, that went right over Bobby Leopold. Tyler had to be 2 yards behind him, and Hayden just lifted that ball over Leopold, and of course Tyler leaped up in the air. He got off the ground, and he looked like he was about 6'6" when he caught this pass. But watch Hayden. Leopold is right in front of Tyler. When Hayden looks right here, he throws the ball. There's Leopold, and they both jump in the air, and of course Tyler has the advantage as far as leaping ability and makes the touchdown.
Tyler's only 5'10", but boy, he gets up in the air. What a catch by Tyler. That's his 3rd touchdown catch of the year. Corral on the point after.
No, good. It's the extra point's good, but good pass protection by the Rams. They did an excellent job all the way down the field. Hayden had a chance to look around on a couple of plays, and that Ram pass protection has been a key in the second half on a couple of key third down plays. And of course, that touchdown pass right there, Hayden had plenty of time.
And so it's back to a 3-point game. This Los Angeles team has trailed 14-0, 17-10, 20-10, now 20-17. And we still have 1 quarter plus the 56 seconds in this quarter left to play. A lot of offense, and that was to be expected. Montana came in here with as the #1 ranked quarterback in the NFC. But Hayden also very, very capable of having a big day. Let's have a World Series update. And it's still 1-0.
A lot of goose eggs.
And Guidry really locked up in a pitcher's duel. And back deep, Amos Lawrence along with Freddie Solomon as Corral will kick from the 35. Here they are, the special teamers.
We got a heck of a game right here, I'll tell you that. There's been a lot of big plays and funny happenings on this field. A lot of missed assignments, people wide open, but the Rams keep battling back, and you think they're under control and moving the football and doing some good things, and then the 49ers come back. So it's been a seesaw struggle, and right now we've got a lot of football left in this game.
Corral kicking off. Earlier today, Atlanta lost. Here is Amos Lawrence. Out to the 20. Lawrence to the outside. Breaks tackles. Out across the 30 to the 32. And Amos Lawrence out of North Carolina with an excellent return. Jim Collins, the rookie from Syracuse, made the tackle. Let's check some scores now. Had so many surprises in the National Football League.
Well, there's some crazy ones today, I'll tell you that. I can't believe some of these happenings.
There we go. This is across the bay. Oakland beating Kansas City. Chris Barr just kicked a 51-yard field goal in that game.
The same Oakland team that was shut out by Kansas City a few weeks ago.
A give up the middle to Johnny Davis. All right, this is a game you're very interested in. Dallas and Miami, and very close. They've had a missed
extra
point after. It hit the upright. Yeah. And Seattle, boy, that's a surprise.
Seattle last week, 32-0 by the Giants. And then the Jets played well last week, and it's a turnaround here, too.
And so looking ahead to next week, San Francisco will go against Pittsburgh, who plays on Monday night. Detroit, Los Angeles, and Dallas, Philadelphia. Everybody waiting for that meeting.
Good games. All three of those games are good games.
All starts with the NFL today as we have come to the close of our third quarter of play here in Candlestick. The end of the third quarter with the score, San Francisco 20, LA 17. We'll be back to the start of the fourth quarter after this word from your local station.
This is CBS. Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by the Champion Spark Plug Company, the Spark Plug Specialist.
I'm Gary Bender along with Roger Staubach. We've had 3 excellent quarters of play. We start the fourth quarter. San Francisco with a 3-point lead, 20-17. They led 14-0 early, 17-10 at half. And they have the ball as we start this fourth quarter on a 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. Montana to Mike Wilson. Nolan Cromwell makes a fine open field tackle at the 37, or that would have been a first down. It'll bring up instead a 3rd down and still 4 yards to go. Montana before that pass had 268 yards. On the other hand, 228 yards for Pat Hayden. A lot of offense and a fantastic football game and a battle here for first place. Hofer has come back in. Atlanta losing, so it means that LA could pull into a tie for first, or San Francisco could really start to open up some room in this division.
It's a blitz, boy. They're all coming.
Are they ever? He gets it off. Dwight Clark. Boy, did they come after him that time. Leroy Irvin was one of those. Cody Jones was back there. And it's 4th down.
Well, they took a chance this time, L.A. There's only 4 or 5 yards to go, and if he hits the quick one, he can get the first down. But Irvin came, which was a cornerback, and he was free all the way. They were blocking inside, and he put the pressure and caused the poor throw by Montana.
10 men on that line of scrimmage. They fake the rush. Miller hits a boomer. Leroy Irvin standing at the 16. That was a big hole. Look out. The number 1 punt returner in the NFC. He's all the way inside the 40-yard line. Jim Miller, who kicked the ball, was over there along with Milt McCall. And Irvin has just been almost unstoppable this year in punt return.
Well, he kicked that thing so far, and it wasn't extremely high. Gave Irvin a lot of running room. He has a big hole right here. Excellent blocking. Of course, he makes a heck of a move right there on number 59, the linebacker, Willie Harper, and he's down the sidelines for a big gain. Good field position for the Rams.
The 96-yard return is added to a 55, a 75, and an 84-yard return this year. That's the reason he leads the NFC in punt returns, setting it up at the 38-yard line of San Francisco. 14 minutes left in this game. A 3-point lead for San Francisco. Hayden off to Wendell Tyler. Over there is Keena Turner on the Wilson yardage. Keena Turner.
Well, they're going to look at the films on that one, and Cullen Bryant's going to be mad at himself. He didn't bust Keena Turner. Keena Turner came across, and Cullen just kind of leaned into him, and Turner broke off of Cullen Bryant, was right in the road of Wendell Tyler, and that's a big play by Keena Turner. And here comes the extra people coming in on second down. It's 2nd and 12, a passing situation. They bring in Dean and Pillars. They got Stuckey and Board. They got that front 4 coming at him. The Rams have done a good job in pass protection.
Tyler has 79 yards for the day. He'll carry again. Hit hard. He's back to about the original line of scrimmage. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Now Hayden upset at something. Motioning to the far side. Ronnie Lott was over on that particular play, and so it's going to be 3rd down and virtually 10 yards to go. I don't know what Pat was upset about. And now a parent passing situation, and Dean and Board will be coming after him. No flags. Hayden in trouble. Dean is there. He gets away, but then is gobbled up. Dean